A very good morning to all the students. We are going to start chapter number 2, page 17 of your book, The Sound of Music. This chapter is divided in two parts, beta. First part is Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. Yes, you heard it right. There is a girl named Evelyn Glennie who is the protagonist of the chapter, and she is able to hear, you can say listen without hearing. You'll get to know about that many children are there who have one or the other, you can say, disability. And in case of Evelyn Glennie, the problem of hearing impairment is there. She cannot hear, hearing impairment. You might have seen many children are born like that, they are born deaf. But in case of Evelyn, she is not born deaf. Clear? She was born, when she was born, she was able to listen to others. But gradually, she lost her hearing ability. And when her parents got to know, especially her mother noticed when she was 8 years old, she was able to hide her hearing ability from others. She did not tell others, or maybe she herself was not that aware that what exactly was happening with her. Fine. So gradually she got to know that she was losing her ability to listen to others. And when a point came, she totally lost her ability to hear. Not partially. Earlier she was partially impaired. But now she was not able to listen to anyone. And see, we people are having all the faculties intact. We are able to see, we are able to read, we are able to talk, we are able to listen. Even then we people, do not pay attention to it. We are not thankful for what we have. One should always be thankful, because all people are not born same, with all the faculties intact, with all the abilities. There may be, and there are always children who are born deaf or blind in that way, and their families have to put in efforts to make them learn. If we start believing, okay, she's born deaf or dumb, or she's not able to see, let it be, then they will lead very miserable life. So it's who is responsible for raising such children in a noble way? Mainly their family, and then comes the part of society also. Society should accept them equally. Earlier we used to call it disability. They're not disabled. Disabled is the person who's not able to do anything. Clear? But in this case, there is no disability. Actually, they are differently able. They are able to do things. Sometimes they are so smart enough, they do better than us. Even we people are able to listen, speak, hear, everything is there. Even then, we are not able to perform 100%, or we are not able to give our 100%. Because, I always say, we learn the importance of things when the things are not with us, after losing it. God has bestowed upon us sound. We are able to listen to any sound. We are able to react. We are able to speak. We are able to react accordingly. But we are not thankful because we are getting it casually. Ask the people who are not able to hear, those who are not able to see, those who are not able to speak. They'll be able to, explain the pain which they are going through. We people are not able to. But what we can do as human beings, we can help them uplifting their level. Rather than stopping them, we should at least encourage them, motivate them, or accept them in the society. that yes, you can do. We should motivate them, we should help them rather than driving them out of the society. We should have broad minded thinking. So in this case, that is a general overview. So the sound of music, both the parts, there are two parts I told you. One is about Evelyn Glennie. So I will just talk about Evelyn Glennie only. I won't talk about the second part. Second part is also associated with music, but some other character is there, some other story is there. Clear? Now, in this case, Evelyn Glennie, when she was born, she was able to listen. But when she was 8 years old or so, her mother, Isabel Glennie, I have written the name here, she noticed that my daughter is not reacting to what I'm saying. Then she realized that some problem is there, that she's not able to listen to my instructions. Then she noticed and she got to know, okay, my daughter is having hearing impairment. She's not able to listen to what I'm saying. Then they worked upon it, how this girl, rather than taking her, you can say, disability in a negative way, she took that negative trait and worked harder and harder and harder. She is the one who's the lover of music, who will learn to play such instruments in which she could feel the vibes just by touching the, you can say, vibration of xylophone and other instruments. She would be able to learn it. Not only she will be able to learn it, she will master the art of playing those instruments by hearing the sound of music only. That's why the name of the chapter is The Sound of Music. Just by feeling the sound, because she's not able to hear anything, fine, she'll be feeling the sound of music and she will be learning to play those musical instruments. Clear? Very inspirational story. We should learn from. This is a real story of Evelyn Glennie. Yes. God, before we read, there are two, you can say, parts. Let's read that. God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. Maybe God has not given her hearing ability, but she is having something extraordinary, asadharan, which is not with others. Even the people who can hear, they are not even able to achieve that. What we hear, she feels. What we hear with ears, she feels it far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. Read the following account of a person who fought against a physical disability and made her life a success story. She became successful in her life rather than crying and cribbing and saying that I cannot achieve anything because I cannot hear, I cannot do because I'm having one disability. Rather than crying or repenting and regretting and getting the, you can say, sympathy of others, she chose to learn music. She chose to survive and she learned it beautifully. Commendable job she performed. That's why she became successful. Let's start the story, beta. Rush hour crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. Meanings are given already. I won't be writing on board today. Many words are given on the side of your book. Jostle means push roughly. Scene of train platform is there. Clear? And a slight girl, small and thin. She's quite small and thin, a weak girl. Looking younger than 17 years. You can say she's a teenager. Was nervous yet excited as she felt the vibrations of the approaching train. So the story starts at a railway platform where Evelyn Glennie was there, a teenager girl, feeling the vibrations. When a train arrives at the platform, the platform starts shaking, or you can hear the vibrations of the approaching train. So this is the scene. It was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. But this aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. Underline, she was profoundly deaf, totally deaf. So why she was there at the railway platform? She has reached to Academy of Music in London, and she was a Scottish girl. That's why they have written Scottish farm. And she wanted to become a musician. Musician is the one who creates music, who can make various sounds and musical notes. The people who give music, you can say in Bollywood movies and all. She wanted to become a musician, a successful musician, you can say. But she faced a bigger challenge than others. Many students were approaching that place to become musicians. But why a big challenge? Because she was profoundly deaf. She was not able to hear. Evelyn Glennie's loss of hearing had been gradual. It was not, I told you already in the beginning of the chapter, that it was not instantly she became deaf. It was gradual, slowly, over the passage of time. It took some time. Slowly and steadily, her hearing ability got decreased day by day. And one day, suddenly, she stopped listening to anything. You know, if a child is born deaf, the child won't be able to speak also. As in the case of Helen Keller, you might have heard this name. A child, if it is born deaf, she won't be able to speak. Why? Because firstly, we listen to the voice of our parents, then we start copying them, aping them, repeating after them, then we are able to speak. A child speaks mama, papa, dada, in that way. Because you people listen to your parents, then you are able to speak. And if a child is not able to listen, how that person will speak? So this girl is able to speak because gradually she has become deaf, so she knows words. She is able to speak. Evelyn Glennie's loss of hearing had been gradual. Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong. When she was 8 years old, she was waiting to play the piano. So the incident, underline the incident, when did her mother realize that Evelyn was deaf? One day she was about to play the piano and they called her name and she did not move. She was attending her piano class and her name was being called upon again and again. Mother was standing there. She noted that my daughter was not moving. Then she realized she was not hearing, says Isabel Glennie. For quite a while, Evelyn managed to conceal her growing deafness from friends and teachers. But by the time she was 11, her marks had deteriorated and her headmistress urged her parents to take her to a specialist. Now, when her mother got to know at the age of 8 that my daughter is losing her hearing ability, she kept on hiding from others. You know, sometimes you people start having this low feeling in their heart of hearts that yes, I'm not, you can say, equal to others. Rather than telling others, she started hiding from others that she's not able to listen to anyone. So Evelyn, when she was 11-year old, then people around her started knowing that yes, she is deaf. When she did not perform well because teachers were giving lectures, she was not listening. She did not perform well in exams. And it was discovered that she had hearing impairment, and her principal called the parents and called the mother and said, you can take her to a specialist. We cannot deal with this child anymore because she's not giving results to us. And it was then discovered that her hearing uh, was severely impaired as a result of gradual nerve damage. Now, what is a nerve damage? We have numerous nerves in our body, especially in brain. And when one, people, when even the problem with any of the nerve is there, sometimes when our brain gives us instructions, then we speak. When our brain gives us instructions, then we move our hands, we speak. Whatever action you people are doing, you're getting signals from your brain. But one of the damaged nerve was there. That's why she was unable to listen to anyone. Gradually, that nerve damaged. They were advised that she should be fitted with hearing aids and sent to a school for the deaf. So she went to, mother took her to a specialist. And these days, technology has advanced. Doctors are using very good machines. They're updated now. They were having hearing aids. You might have seen many people, just like a headphone is inserted in our ears. There are many hearing aids of different levels and qualities. They insert in the ears of such deaf children and they are able to listen. So it was advised that she should put hearing aids and she should go to deaf school, special school, where even all other children who cannot listen, they will be there. Everything suddenly looked black, says Evelyn. So Evelyn has explained that she did not feel good because everything changed around her. Evelyn was not going to give up. She was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. After accepting her reality, what did she do? She decided that I am not going to give up because of my disability. I have interest in music. I will learn music. That was his ambition, aspiration, and motto of life. One day she noticed a girl playing xylophone. Xylophone is a musical instrument, beta. And decided that she wanted to play it too. Rather than saying, I cannot listen, how will I play? She says, I will also play xylophone. Most of the teachers discouraged her. But percussionist Ron Forbes, underline this name with our third character in the story who's going to play important role in this. There are many people around you who keep on encouraging you either or discouraging you. It's up to you whom to listen. So Ron Forbes was there. He is a percussionist. You cannot use any other word for it. Percussionist means a person, meaning is given better on the side of your book. A person who plays the drum, tabla or musical instruments, he is called percussionist. Most of the teachers in the deaf school, they said that Evelyn, you should not try playing xylophone because you cannot listen. How can you play music? If God has snatched the ability of listening, God has bestowed upon her the power to feel more than we people could feel. So, Ron Forbes, he was percussionist, he spotted her potential. He says, why to say no to this girl who's so excited to learn this instrument? He was there who encouraged her by tuning two large drums to different notes. Ain't listen through ears, he would say. Try to listen it some other way, says Evelyn. Suddenly realized, Bache, I am not having all the words in my book, so I may miss some words because my book is not having all the words there. Yeah? So Ron Forbes was able to perceive this girl's potential. He says, you need not listen, Evelyn. You need to feel the vibrations. By touching the instrument, you just feel it in your heart of hearts. You'll be able to play it also. He was the one who encouraged Evelyn. And suddenly he realized, I realized I could feel the higher drum from that up and the lower one from the waist down. Waist up and waist down. Rather than perceiving the musical instruments. You can say, she started feeling it. From waist up, she was feeling the bigger drum, higher pitch. Low down, she was feeling the vibrations of the drum. Clear? She started feeling it slowly and steadily. So this was repeated. Robs repeated the exercise, and soon Evelyn discovered that she could sense certain notes in current parts of her body. In you can say many parts of her body, she could feel it. She could feel the vibrations of the drums. So Ron Forbes was there who started teaching her firstly. I had learned to open my, you can say, hand and body to sounds and vibrations. The rest is sheer determination and hard work. Underline this. She did not stop because of any, you can say, disability. She just followed blindly what teacher was saying, Ron Forbes was saying. She started feeling the drum vibes and was able to make difference or differentiate between the two higher pitch sounds and low pitch sounds. Clear? So she says it is not only the vibration, some determination, some hard work should be there. Only then you can achieve something in life. She never looked back from that point onwards. When she got a positive persona, Ron Forbes, in her life, she never looked back. She toured the UK, United Kingdom, with a youth orchestra, and by the time she was 16, she had decided to make music her life. So with such people around, she was able to fix one aim for her life. So it's very important, beta, that one should have one aim in life. Without aim, your life will be like going anywhere. You won't be able to, step forward just leading dull, boring life. If from early stage onwards we have aspirations, dreams clear in our mind, only then we can step forwards toward it, whether it is music, arts, or any other skill or studies, whatsoever your ambition is, beta. If you do not follow it, you won't be able to achieve anything. You just keep on thinking, but you do not do anything about it, then it's very difficult to achieve anything in life. So Evelyn Glennie was feeling the music, joined Ron Forbes, and joined one orchestra also. Orchestra is a group of musicians when they play musical instruments together. Clear? So she was so happy that she has improved a lot. And by the time she was 16, she had decided that music is my life. She auditioned for Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of the academy. So this academy, Royal Academy of Music, was known for admissions of those students who are well versed in their fields. Well versed means they are perfectionists. They know better than others. It was very difficult to get selected in Royal Academy, but being a deaf girl, Evelyn Glennie got selected. That was the biggest achievement. Underline this, beta. She gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performances. Step by step, you reach success. You cannot reach to the 10th stair directly without going up to 9 stairs. After gaining experience in an orchestra group, in a group of musicians, she gained experience and she started giving solo performances, single performances. She gained so much confidence now that she started performing solo. At the end of her 3-year course at Royal Academy, she had captured most of the top awards. So she did graduation in music, and during her graduation, she achieved many top prizes in that. And for all this, Evelyn won't accept any hint of achievement. If you work hard and know there you are going, you will get there. This is the statement given by this girl. Underline it, beta. She says if you want to achieve something, you need to work hard. If you work hard and you know that you are reaching there, you will get there. She's not saying you may get there. See the confidence. She's saying you will get there if you work hard. And she got to the top, the world's most sought after multi-percussionist with a mastery of some 1,000 instruments. Underline beta, 1,000 instruments. The girl who cannot hear, the girl who cannot listen, she's gaining such experience, and she started having hectic international schedule. She was so famous. You can search about Evelyn Glennie on Google also. She became so famous that she started gaining recognition worldwide. She could play thousands of instruments. She did not. You know, some people stop learning after a while. They say, okay, I have done graduation, I have done post-graduation, that's it. But some people are lifelong learners. She was a lifelong learner. She did not stop learning because of her disability. She converted her disability into a challenge and kept on learning further instruments and more instruments and doing shows day and night, joining an orchestra, single performance, received many awards. It is intriguing. It is quite confusing to watch Evelyn function so effortlessly. If you will see this girl, you won't even believe that this girl cannot hear. In our 2-hour discussion, she never missed a word. Men with the beards give me trouble, she loved. It is not just watching the lips, it's the whole face, especially the eyes. What does it mean now? When she used to play in the orchestra, she would look at each and every other member or musician also. And she would do syncing of playing instrument by observing the, you can say, lip sync, the one who's singing, uski lip sync, जैसे lips move कर रहे हैं. And in sync with that, she would play. She was making a joke. If a person has a beard, a person is moving the lips, then it is difficult for me to perceive what he's speaking or saying. That's why, and she's taking it in a joking manner. She says, if a person is moving lips, I'm able to perceive easily and I start playing music accordingly. And if a person with beard comes, that becomes difficult for me also to perceive. It is not just watching the lips. She says, I just observe the face, eyes, lips, then I play accordingly. She speaks flawlessly with a Scottish lilt, a way of speaking. She has Scottish accent of speaking. There is no English accent because she hails from Scotland. She speaks in a Scottish manner. She says, my speech is clear because I could hear till I was 11. You remember her mother noticed at the age of 8 that she is losing her hearing ability. But by the time she was 11 in her school, she lost total ability to listen to. So that's why she is able to speak. 11-year-old child can speak all the words almost, you can say. She was able to speak properly. Clear? That does not explain how she managed. She has learned French also. She has learned Japanese also. Okay? Rest will continue tomorrow. This part will be finishing and then we'll be doing question answers of this part tomorrow only. And the students who have not sent their notebooks with her, please send me today only. And your test is on Saturday for chapter number 1 and tenses. Keep preparing accordingly. I will put message in the group. Thank you. Have a nice day.